books about the jungle and the rainforest, which is going to be a little weird because it's very cold outside right now, but I thought it would be kind of a nice way that we can think about something else. Because that's something that's very nice about reading, is that it can take us to faraway places, even when we're stuck inside. Right. So the first book that I think I'll read you is called Wild Baby. And Wild Baby takes place in, where do you think? Yeah, a jungle. All right. So our first word of the day is going to be rainforest. Rainforest is another name for jungle. This is a tropical rainforest because it's warm. It just means, like, a forest where it's very wet. It's very wet in the rainforest. It rains a whole bunch. There are animals like, this is a jaguar, a macaw, a parrot, another parrot, a toucan, a monkey, a python, I think. That's a little pig. That's what wild pigs look like. There's another toucan. There's a big river there. Something that you can tell is that you can tell that this is in South America, because there's a jaguar and there are parrots, and parrots only come from South America, right? Okay. And the other place that it's from is, it's called Wild Baby, and it's about the animal called, in English, it's called an orangutan. In my language, Malay, they call orangutans orangutan, because orang means person and hutan means jungle. So they're called the jungle people. That's what the word orangutan means. All right. Oh, one more. So let's look here at, oh, I'm gonna stop this for a second. Here's our globe. We might not have used this in a while. We are up here in Minnesota, right? We live here. This is South America here. That's where parrots and jaguars live. This is West Africa. Remember, we read those books about West Africa, right? Oh, up here, northern Canada and Alaska. That's where the Inuit people who we read about live. Here's China and Korea. I think we wrote a little bit about Korea, China, and Japan. And then here is where orangutans are from. This island here, it's a very big island. It's part of Malaysia. There's 3 countries on this island. There's Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia. It's a very big island. And then also this other island called the island of Sumatra. So that's where orangutans come from. And here's another maybe a better picture of where it is. So here, so around here on this island, and on this island is where orangutans or orangutans come from. All right, let us go back here. Yep, and we'll start the book, Wild Baby. Wild stretch. Can you stretch? Do a wild stretch? Yeah. Wild yawn. Wild morning starts at dawn. Oh, dawn's just when the sun comes out. I'm almost never awake when the sun comes up. So early. Wild jump. Wild free. Wild baby, wait for me. Oh, look. either the dad or the mom orangutan is wanting the baby orangutan to wait up in case it gets hurt or something. You can see there's a monkey and its child. I think that's a hummingbird up there, a snake. It's all in the rainforest like we talked about. Wild slide. Oh no. Wild swing. What are those animals? Do you know? They're like little lizards. Those are bats. Bats can be kind of scary. I like bats though. All right. Wild slide, wild swing, wild hands on everything. Oh no. Look. Instead of grabbing a vine, it grabbed, oh, this poor guy's tail. I think this would be, this is a leopard. And the thing we saw earlier is a jaguar, because leopards do not live in South America. Only jaguars live in South America. So this would be a leopard because it's not a jaguar. Right. And then there's a bird too. I think he's pretty hurt. Oh, wild dance. Oh, look at her. Her kids seem to be excited. She does not, because the little baby's standing on her. Dancing around with the butterflies. Wild hop. Oh, knocking down some fruits, it looks like, on the elephant's heads. Wild climb up to the top. Oh, the baby's climbing. They don't look, the parent looks like they don't want the monkey to keep climbing. And the leopard doesn't look like it's very happy with the monkey either. Maybe gonna go try to get it because it's with its tail. Wild fun, wild fun. Wild baby on the run. Oh, wild baby's running away. Look, oh, the little squirrel almost fell off. Wild path, wild pace, wild crazy jungle chase. Oh look, everyone's chasing after the baby, and the baby's chasing after a little butterfly. Wild search. I just can't find him. Wild track. Wild baby, come right back. Oh look, they're all after her. Wild danger, wild trap, wild teeth about to. She's being chased. She's being chased. Snap. The branch broke and they both fell. Oh no. But luckily, grabbed onto the vines. Wild peak. Wild frown. Wild time to climb on down. Yeah, I think it's probably time for to climb on down too. Wild trouble. Wild drama. Don't look happy. Wild scolds from wild mama. Aw, crying. Wild reason. Wild story. Wild baby says, I'm sorry. Wild smile. Wild sighs. Wild mama, close your eyes. Wild gift. Wild view. Oh, she caught all the little butterflies to give her mom. That's so nice. Wild baby, I love you. Oh, that's very sweet. All right, on to our next book. This one comes from West Africa, or at least I think it does. The person who wrote it is from South America, but Ayobami or Ayobami is a West African name. So I think she's from West Africa, which is the place we looked at earlier. All right. When the war finally came to An end. The teacher went from house to house, telling everyone that the children could go back to school the next day. The children ran out into the street, shouting with joy. They laughed and they hugged each other. They were very, very happy. Oh, I get to go back to school because before they had to stay inside because it was dangerous outside. As the sun rose, Ayobami got up and dressed before her father came in to wake her up. He gave her a piece of paper and a worn-out pencil. Wait for the other kids so you don't have to go on your own, he said. But she was so impatient to get back to school, she didn't want to wait for anyone. I really want to learn to read and write. So her father made her a little boat out of another piece of paper. He pushed it down into the river that ran past their home and said, follow it downstream and you'll arrive at the schoolhouse. Oh, so this river goes all the way to the schoolhouse. That's very nice of the father. Ayobami followed the little paper boat as it sailed down the river until it got stuck on a branch. It stayed for a little while until it finally sank. Ayobami felt sad as she watched it. How is she going to get to school now? Oh no, she can't follow the boat anymore because it got stuck. And it sank underwater. A hippopotamus was watching her from the river bank. What's wrong, little girl? He said. Ayobami told him that her paper boat had sunk and now she didn't know how to get to school. Well, I can show you the quickest way, but you have to promise me that when you come back, you'll write my name for me. The little girl nodded her head. The quickest but most dangerous way is through the jungle. There are lots of animals there that will want to eat you up. But if you don't stop, you'll reach the schoolhouse. So Ayobami took the path that led through the jungle. It's very nice that the hippo decided to show the way. And very nice of Ayobami to say that she'll write his name. As she was walking along the jungle, a crocodile that had been hiding in the bushes jumped out in front of her. Where are you going, little girl? He asked. I'm going to school to learn to read and to write, she said. Now, why would you want to read and write? asked the crocodile. So that I can write your name. Let me go to the school, and when I come back from school, I'll write it down on a piece of paper. Very well, said the crocodile. I'll be waiting for you here. Off you go. The crocodile moved out of the way, and Ayobami kept walking without looking back. I like the way that it looks like the crocodiles also. The jungle. That's kind of cool. Ooh. A leopard had been resting on a branch, jumped down in front of her. Where are you going, little girl? He asked. I'm going to school because I want to learn to read and write. If you don't eat me, when I come back, I'll write your name on a piece of paper. The leopard looked at her, thinking about what Ayobami had said. Very well. I hope you do it. And he moved out of her way. Leopards can be kind of scary because they can climb up on the trees and then jump down, but they don't live here. They only live in Africa and Asia. Then a long green snake slithered across the path. Hello, little girls. I am very hungry, and it's breakfast time. Don't eat me. When I come back from school, I'll write your name on a piece of paper, said Ayobami. I've never seen my name written on a piece of paper before. And she moved out of the way so that Ayobami could keep walking. Kind of scary snake. Ayobami looks a little scared. I think I'd be pretty scared there. Next, a big hairy spider with long legs jumped out in front of her. I've never had a little girl for breakfast, said the spider, but Ayobami told the spider that she would write her name if the spider let her pass. The spider agreed, and Ayobami kept on walking. Then a tiny mosquito buzzed in front of her. "Even though you can hardly see me, I'm more dangerous than you think," said the mosquito. Ayobami begged to let her keep walking to school, and in exchange, she would write her name on a piece of paper. The mosquito agreed and told Ayobami that she would be waiting in the same place when she came back. I don't really like mosquitoes, and spiders are kind of scary, so I don't know what I would have done if I were Ayobami. You can see this. You can see mosquitoes here, but I can't see the spider. No, I think maybe the spider is just not on the page. Oh, looked earlier too. Ayobami finally crossed through the jungle and was the first to arrive at the schoolhouse. The teacher was waiting by the door. The other children who had taken the path that ran alongside the river soon arrived. In class, Ayobami learned the letters of the alphabet. She learned how to put them together to make sounds, to join the sounds to make words, to mix the words together to make sentences, and she heard the music that comes from making words. I think she means like singing your ABCs. When school was over, Ayobami said goodbye to her teacher. In her hand, she had a piece of paper with writing on only one side, and she set off alongside the path through the jungle. Look, there's a little mountain there. The mosquito was waiting. She gave it the piece of paper with its name, and the insect flew off happily. The spider was also waiting. It took the piece of paper with its name, waving its hairy legs in the air. The snake twisted around a branch. It slid down to the ground, disappearing into the trees with the piece of paper in it with its name. So you can see there's a snake. Kind of hard to see, but it's a little picture of a snake, a little spider, a little mosquito. The leopard jumped out of the trees when it saw Ayobami walking by. It climbed up with the piece of paper and fell back to sleep. The crocodile appeared out of the shadows. It read the piece of paper with its name and walked out with a big smile on its face. It looks like it's kind of swimming out more. Ayobami walked out of the jungle and gave the hippopotamus the last piece of paper she had left, and it sank back down to the bottom of the river with its mouth. Hippopotamus, leopard, and crocodile. I should do really nice pictures of all of them too. Oh. The sun began to set, and Ayobami's parents sat by the door waiting for her to come home. "Show me what you have learned," said her father, but Ayobami didn't have any paper left, and the pencil was all worn out. Her father walked back into the house with an angry expression, believing that his daughter had wasted her time at school. Her mother gave her a big hug. Ayobami sat by the door, waiting for night to fall. In the middle of the night, a very strong wind began to blow. It was so strong that it blew the dust off the paths. It churned up the water in the river. It blew all of the fallen leaves back from the floor of the jungle. It woke up all of the animals who were dreaming about their names written on pieces of paper. Look, the pieces of paper are flying away. Just before Ayobami woke up, the wind blew against the door of their house. Her father opened the door, and found a piece of paper with writing on it. It was made of little scraps of paper, all joined together. Each one had a word on it. Ayobami climbed out of the bed and read out the words: mosquito, spider, snake, leopard, crocodile, hippopotamus. Ayobami's father understood that she had learned to read and write at school. He understood that she had made the animals dream about the sound of their names. Clutching another piece of paper and another little stub of a pencil, the little girl went off to school again, along the path that leads to the place where hope is born. Oh, that's very nice to them to say hope is born. There are some letters to do that she was practicing. All right. Well, that does it for the reading. Next, we're going to be doing our craft. And I haven't done this kind of craft before, but I'm going to try it out and we'll see how it works. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't, but we'll try it anyways. All right. See you in a minute. All right. Hi, everyone. Sorry, that took a while. So what I've done is I didn't really have all my markers with me, but I made a jungle scene, right? So I made this jungle scene. You can paint it. I used some glitter glue and I used some markers and Sharpies and stuff. But now after we have that, we're gonna take this box and it's kind of nervous for me. Let's see. What we're gonna try to do, we're gonna try to put the paper in the back of the box. Okay, so. If you do paint it, you should wait for this to dry first. Putting it in the back here. Okay. Oh. Oh. Try this again. Okay, so we draw our little jungle scene, and then, ta-da! This isn't this isn't my best work, but it's kind of what I put all my effort into, is trying to make this thing work. But then you can put little like this little tiger. You have the tiger in the jungle. Oh. Tiger's in the jungle. Okay, well, that was fun. Maybe you don't want to put it in the box, but if you do put it in the box, I'm not sure if you need glue. It depends on how big your box is. I think my box is a little small for this, but I hope you had fun with this anyways. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.